Hello. Mm. I know. I'm without my hat. It's weird. I know. Um, I just got this outfit and I really, really like it. And to be honest, it handles the light like better than my hat. So if I wear my hat, it doesn't entirely match. So like, it's like okay, well the hood looks better with this. I had a weird night. I meant to nap, but I did not nap. My phone, which has my alarms. I like set like I'm that kind of guy, the 4 alarm kind of guy. I set like 3 or 4 alarms when I took my nap. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I took my nap, and I was gonna take it like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Yes, I consider that a nap. And wouldn't you know it, my phone decides to start doing updates. Like, I'm assuming while I'm sleeping. Because I end up waking up 7.5 hours later. Like, what? And I look at my phone, I'm like, it is 9:30. Why? And I was like, oh, it's because it ran an update and the alarms aren't going off. So I was like, Jesus, I'm glad that I woke up and I didn't imagine if that happened when I was, using my alarms for work. Instead of just waking up from a nap. That would have been rough. So I was up at like 9:30 and I was like, okay, well I stayed up for 2.5 hours, did some ESO, had some food, tried out some VR stuff, and then went back to bed. I probably got like 9.5, 10 hours or something of sleep overall. Okay, let's do the Balfoyan circuit. Oops, I'm open. My tab's open in Discord. Hello, new person. Level 45 in Belfoyan, huh? Are you here for the circuit? Ah, there's someone here for the circuit. I bet they're here for the treasure! I think they're succeeding. Honestly, I don't have to like unlock chests, so I could just like do a couple dolmens, and that would work. Hello, Mayor Ostrath. He's a fisherman. He's got like the fisherman outfit, I think. I'm not sure. Hey, look at this. How did I do that? I'm just staring at it. I'm sorry, is he chasing me for the treasure? Like, bro, you're not getting it. I already got it. Okay, I don't know. What outfit does he have? Maybe that's just like a low-level outfit. I don't know. I like have a bunch of style pages I want to give to people, but I don't actually know if they're like low-level. I want to give them to like low-level players. Preferably like newer style pages. He's busy, but preferably like newer style pages so that I can, you know, because like the older ones you need to have like some kind of crafting level to make, and that's just annoying. I don't know if that's still a problem these days, but like if you give someone like a Dwemer page, does it still require them to have like a crafting up to a certain level? So let me put my straw in my drink. Today I am going to be going over the new crown crates. I haven't looked at them at all. It's going to be a blind opening. How many people do that? There we go. Hey guys, we're going to be doing a blind reading of the Elder Scrolls. Again, that joke's only funny if you understand what's inside the Elder Scroll, or at least you can read it. You know. Well, I mean, here's some new players. Okay, new. Can I trade some? Please tell me I have a style page to hand over. No? Oh. They're not paying attention. Crap. Do I have any style pages to hand over? Like, that could have been really bad. I mean, I put some in my bank, but surely I've got something. Yeah, I've got stuff. Like frickin' Santa Claus over here. Maybe I need to like run a restart on my, not on my PC, like an update on my Windows, because for some reason these days whenever I'm like in a city in ESO and I like move around a bit, it drops like 1 frame. I don't know why. I think it only seems to happen once, I think. Oh, wait, no, hold on. There's a couple frame drops. What the heck? I shouldn't have said nothing. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna go to this dolmen. Old time's sake, it's a good dolmen. Get some resources along the way. I'm sure you guys have heard the class drama. I haven't streamed since they announced that, have I? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember when they announced the. Oh, you know what? I can find out. Hold on. It was the 2nd, so it was a few days ago. So yeah, I haven't been live during that discussion. So essentially, the ZOS is. I think they're kind of in a spot after bringing in subclassing, and basically subclassing is the only way to play the game, and single classing is pretty useless, at least compared to subclassing. So ZOS wants to make single classing, pure classing, just as useful as subclassing. They plan to do like a whole rework because of this, like adjusting the classes in terms of like how abilities are set up. I'm not sure if they're talking about getting rid of abilities. They're talking about updating abilities in terms of visual. They're being very, very transparent about it all, so you can look it up if you want. There's a lot of information out there on it. You definitely want to make sure that they talk about this, you know, like, because not talking about an event is one thing, which they did do, by the way. They gave us all the information that we needed about the Rising Wall event. But to not communicate class changes, that would be rough. So they're being very transparent about it. I do believe that they should do what I advise. I mean, duh. And start communicating like big changes in game instead of outside of game. Because I feel like a lot of people miss, like, there we go. I feel like a lot of people miss things and they're like, holy shit, where are my champion points? Why is my build different? Things like that. You can communicate all you want on the forums. You can talk all you want online. But you need to say it in-game. If you don't see it in-game, people are going to be like, that guy. He looks sad. It's good to know that people are still camping outside here, you know? Like, this is just a run-of-the-mill dolmen and a run-of-the-mill shard on Auradon. There's still people here. I know, it's Friday night, but still. You know what? No one's doing the other dolmen, I bet. Yeah, which one's up? Why don't we just do that one? Wait, none of them are up? Molag Bal, what gives, bro? Come on. Invade, my dude. Like, I get it. I get it. You know, you're beat once, twice, whatever. But, I mean, come on. Like, these are our dolmens. There you go, man. Wow, I'm just getting all these done super easy. In fact, once I'm done with this dolmen, this will be all three done, right? Yeah.
Destroy the body, and the animus is cast into darkness. The animus returns. Like all worldly things, you will in time wear and be used up.
Where? What? A lot of petals. Whole group got petaled. It's like you see someone that's like a level 23 or something and they got like that white stag, you're like, okay, that guy is not new, right? Because, I mean, delving into my ESO knowledge, I know that people only got that thing as a pre-order for High Isle back in early 2022. So it's like, I mean, I guess technically, if you want to be that guy, maybe he pre-ordered and then just didn't touch the game until now, I guess. But I've heard of people, you know, popping in, getting all this stuff, and just like not touching the game for years and years.
I think that's one of my favorite parts about cities.
I can't really imagine putting ESO away for years. Like, people are always like, "Oh, I'm coming back after a while." I mean, like, you know, we're all different, right? I mean, we're all different. Like, some people have like, to some people, ESO is like Deep Rock Galactic to me. I haven't played Deep Rock Galactic in 2 years? Maybe more. And so, like, when I'm coming back, I'm like, oh wow, look at all the things that they changed here in, you know, Deep Rock Galactic. Look at all the new stuff they added. As long as the Rock and Stone key still works, I don't care. But like, what is happening here? Stibbons worshipping Lady Laurent. Right, that's happening right here, right now. She's just standing there like, yes, my manservant, yes. Stibbo stay. Stibbo kiss. Weird shit happening in Aradon. No, I know people say Aradon chat's pretty rough. I hear it a lot. Aradon's chat's rough, blah blah blah. I don't really see that. Stonefalls I see. I'm wondering why. I guess maybe I'm in Stonefalls more. I'm in Stonefalls more for like events, Witches Festival. I don't know. Like I have a better attachment to it. It's Ebonheart Pact and things like that. So maybe I've just spent more time there. But Stonefalls chat is usually way worse. Not saying it's usually bad. That's different. It's just worse. Oh my god, I should start dressing up for this season. Oh wait, hold on. That's right, they've got whole new quests. My bad. I'm not doing that yet. Not doing that yet. Because I haven't done that delve. My brain was just thinking like, oh shit. Hey, it's a good thing that was the one delve that I know about there. Yeah, I gotta start coloring my outfit. Generally, I like wearing the Celestial outfit.
The writhing wall has fallen, and now the Sturk Fellowship is heading east.
Now, I'll admit, we're still like 2 quests away from finishing. But I'm a bit more suspicious of Tyre Canor than I used to be. I didn't learn until kind of recently that he's part of the College of Rituals, which is already kind of sus. And then he seems like weirdly concerned about like going after the Worm Cult. I don't know. So, as usual, there's going to be a lot of talk about potential future ESO projects today for me. Trying to, I mean, we're coming up on that time of year, if it's the same, right? Because we don't know if they're changing their reveal stream. They didn't announce the, like, reveal stream time until like the end of year letter, which is somewhere around this year, right? Somewhere around this time of year. So generally they say like on the 9th or whatever, here's our end of year letter, and they say like, we'll reveal more details in April or whatever. They could pick somewhere between April and January, I don't know. Best case scenario, they say January. But even so, we don't know what they're going to announce, right? Oh god, thank god I didn't take that. As I said before, I think it's very likely that they're going to be taking kind of a a different approach, maybe like adding quests to different areas, and I'm gonna get into that later on in the stream. I freed up some space. I'm opening 2 boxes at the same time. Look at that. So, obviously, a lot of where it's coming from is going to be like, okay, the crown crates, because I'm going to be looking at those in a second. Sorry, man. You just needed healing. Yeah. So, when I go through the crown crates, I've definitely got to wear like this outfit as it is, so that any hats or whatever get put on my head, and they're not like wearing a hat that I put on. So, honestly, this is a very quiet area right here. No dialogue. So, okay, this guy's kind of getting him, getting him out of space. I mean, maybe I'm in his space, you know? This is his workspace. Okay, so, basically, I didn't know the crown crates that were coming up next. You can easily check to see what crates are coming up next on the UESP, but I was not aware. I don't usually like to look ahead on those things. So when this was revealed the other day, it surprised me a lot. The lightning against the wall. Okay. Here goes. Moons over Orsinium Crate Bundle. Alright. There's a lot here. There's a bundle for one. The bundle... Joan and Joe dance over Orsinium, the land of the orcs. Join in as they brawl, craft great workings at the forge, and celebrate hard-won victories. The blacksmith personality, that's where it comes from. Dang it! And 25 moons over Orsinium crates await you in this bundle. I was hoping that it was going to be something that you could grab. Like in the crates. Well, you've never seen an adventuring blacksmith before now. A shame, because swing like anvils and Daedra like just fine. Plus shoe a horse in our sleep. Eliana, the adventuring blacksmith. So you got a hammer? Pretty cool. This is good for crafting characters, you know. Walk with a big hammer. Laugh with a big hammer. Laugh like a blacksmith. Celebration. Oh, 2 hammers. Bing! Smash. Oh my god. Did I like drop the hammer? Sit chair. Sitting on an anvil. Idle. Okay, we're back to walk. Alright, I see. Hello, strange raven. Incoming raid. Okay. Thank you so much, Strange Raven, for the raids. Appreciate it. What were you guys up to? Playing ESO fishing and reading books. Reading books. You came to the right place. I'm doing pretty good. I just got home from work, kicking off my weekend. Going through the new crown crates because I've kind of kept myself blind to them. So I want to check out what I can find in here and see what I can extrapolate from what I read. I think it's exclamation point shout out Darklight. Also hi. Dragonstar Fawn. Their affectionate demeanor and sweet tooth make them easy to tame. However, they've been known to root up gardens in search of berries and fruit to snack on. So this is Dragonstar, which is in Hammerfell, kind of the general area. As suggested by a friend, as a fellow lore enthusiast, you never got a chance to read. Well, thank you. It's good to meet another lore enthusiast. I feel like there's going to be a lot of observations of these crates. Because immediately, it's very confusing. With this, like, Orc Khajiit mix. Faerun is an Orc tribe. And you can see, like, a lot of, like, moon... Like, it looks very Khajiit Orc. Isn't it weird? Thank you for doing the shout-out, Darklight. I mean, Khajiit Orc is so interesting. Faerun Moonlight Pauldrons. Sabatons. But it's like, Faerun's a clan in Hrothgar, so it's like... If it was, like, another clan, then maybe I would be, like, theorizing harder, but... It's a good look, though. It's good to know that Zoss can still pull off the Orc look. Also, look at the check out the fabric on the sides there. That's very like Palatine sort of thing going on, right? The plume almost seems very Enequina. I mean, I'm just saying, guys. Here, okay. I'm just gonna be honest. When I saw these crates, my first thought was, this is our preview of a Khajiit Orc chapter, or rather expansion, that might be releasing next year. That was my first thought. As soon as I saw these crates, because I'm just going to be honest, we got the Argonian crates with like the Voskrona and stuff like a month before the reveal, and we are a month before the potential reveal stream. But we're, as I've said before though, we're in uncharted waters, and we don't know if they're even going to announce an expansion next year or just a bunch of dungeons. We're kind of in the dark. So maybe they'll announce an expansion. I'm hoping they will. So if you're wondering, like, what would they do? Just really quick, let me show you. So as we know, we've got a space right here between Northern and Southern Elsewhere. It would be called Central Elsewhere, no doubt. And this space has the cities of Torval and Corinth and Alabaster. I would imagine that if they were to fill out this whole thing, then they would pick two cities. They would pick a main city of those three, and then they would pick a side city of those three, and then the last one would probably end up being a public dungeon or something. You know how it is. So this is Enequina. This is Palatine, and the vibes I'm getting from the style honestly kind of gives me vibes of both the tapestry and the plume. I don't know what orcs would be doing here, right? But also, I wouldn't imagine Altmer and Argonians being together either. So, my guess is, like, if they're talking about Faerun, maybe the Faerun clan has reason to move. Like, what where's Faerun? Does Faerun stay at Greystone? I don't remember. I forget. It's somewhere. They have a whole clan. They might be the clan that's here. Cause I'm seeing a lot of like blacksmith stuff. Oh no, wait, no. No, that's more cold. That's more Colden. Either way, they're somewhere around here. And so they are an orc clan. So my thought is like maybe they have reason to be somewhere, right? Maybe they have a reason to move to elsewhere to like assist in some kind of mining. Maybe there's material or something. I have to look up Faerun, and get a little bit more familiar with them because I'm not like the best on orcs. But because like you can even see on the chest piece. Hold on. Chest piece. This is really important. The Cuirass right here. There's a blacksmithing logo. I think that's Faerun's probably their clan logo. If they are blacksmiths, so they probably are somewhere around the quarry. They literally could be like in elsewhere for some kind of mining related reason. I don't know. Let's see what else we can find here. Also, again, this is all theory, right? This is like this could all just mean nothing. It just seems so odd, doesn't it? Like let's be honest, it just seems so odd. We're a month away from what might be the reveal stream, maybe, and we just got a year where two races were smooshed together, and it seemed kind of awkward at first, and then they explained it, and that's the exact thing is happening in these crates. You really wanting them to fill out some of these places on the map instead of making a new area altogether? Exactly. I think that ESO's longevity depends on ZOS figuring out a balance on filling out the map and then also making new areas, right? Like, jumping back and forth, right? So it's like, okay, fill out the map a bit, and then the year after, go to Oblivion, maybe, for a year, and then the year after, maybe make a new island at some point, and then go back to filling out the map. Because they can't just keep filling out the map constantly, or they're going to run out of space. So, I think that when they decided to do High Isle back in 2022, or rather, they probably decided to do it back way earlier than that. But when they did High Isle and it worked, that gave them the green light to keep doing islands. I think because people were okay with the islands being small but being large maps, and they were also okay with a new world they've never heard of being revealed to them. Next year, they're going to do it redacted. Forgefire Blacksmith's body art. Honestly, the tattoo hurt less than the burn underneath it. People think of warriors and fighters having a dangerous trade, but blacksmithing's not for the faint of heart. Forge Master Gondronak. They're all the different realms of Oblivion they can work with, but yeah, they have to walk a tightrope to keep the game running. Right. I just think the best way to do it is to just kind of bounce back and forth. Oblivion, Island, and Mainland. Not particularly always in that order, or it's going to get really predictable, I guess. But I think they can make it work. I think High Isle being a success in terms of, like, no one complaining about the islands. And more importantly, Solstice. Because Solstice was brand new entirely. I think that the fact that those two were accepted by the community gives them more of a green light to continue doing islands, but hopefully not all the time. I definitely see them doing Kespar and Hearn as some kind of Redguard DLC, which we really need. Like, where's the Redguard DLCs, people? God. It's a really neat look. Forgefire Blacksmith's face art. For some Orsinian blacksmiths, facial tattoos denote their experience in the field, who they trained under, and what techniques they specialize in. For others, it's purely an aesthetic choice, either to cover a burn or express their love for the craft. Honor Feather body paint. The Magister's beasts were amazing. Fazuda simply had to put brush to journal. The rider should look as majestic as their mount, yes. After all, what is more intimidating to an enemy than bearing one's body in spectacular display? Fazuda. Okay, so who's this The Magister's beasts were inspiring. So, there's a Magister who had beasts that were inspiring to this Khajiit. If we do get more elsewhere, I'm thinking that we could end up seeing more kinds of Khajiit. Like, maybe. It's kind of a jump, but like we could be seeing like Ohms, for example, things like that. It could be really interesting. Just a random thought I'm putting out there. I want people to temper their expectations because, like, I think that, I mean, like, ZOS is putting a lot of their resources now into making sure that, like, a lot of things that have been broken for a long time are getting fixed. Whether or not they fix them, that's, like, up to opinion. But they're trying. And, I mean, you guys probably heard about the whole new, like, this new subclassing thing that they're doing. That's also going to take a lot of work, but they did say it shouldn't really affect the workflow, or rather the release flow of the game, so. Warriors from Orsinium make excellent models, yes. So strong and stoic, but throw color on them, and they strut like any freshly groomed Centrot. Azuda just wishes they were shorter. Hard to paint their faces up there. Azuda. Okay. Is Stat 6 confirmed to be Redguard? They don't want to mess with that. Lore too heavy if it's the main zone. Elder Scrolls 6 is likely to be Hammerfell. And I've speculated for a long time that they don't want to touch Hammerfell because it's likely where Elder Scrolls 6 will be. I think that most of the ESO fandom knows that's kind of why they aren't touching Hammerfell a whole bunch. But that's why I suggested the islands of Kespar and Hearn, because they're off the coast of Hammerfell, and I don't really know if Elder Scrolls 6 would have them. I think that they could work, and if they don't want to do Kespar and Hearn, they could probably do the Chain or something, and just have some DLCs there. I definitely think that there's places for Redguard DLCs to be. I find it weird they haven't really tried that. But it's only been a few years since they even did High Isle, so. Also, this Fazuda is coming into contact with warriors from Orsinium. That could imply that they are visiting, or maybe she's visiting them. I don't know. Iron Rage body tattoos. While hard-earned battle scars are highly respected by the Iron Orcs throughout the Dragontail Mountains, commemorative tattoos like these are also a matter of pride. To insult an individual's tattoo is to question their honor, often on pain of death. That's a crazy detailed tattoo. What the hell? Oh my god. That's gorgeous. I would not insult this person's tattoo. It's a very interesting design. Wow. Redguard lore would be so cool to expand on and see. Redguard lore is some of the best in the franchise. Like, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's like, it's in the top 3. That's why I'm really excited for if they do Elder Scrolls 6 there. But I would like to see, like, if they're not going to do Kespar and Hearn on Elder Scrolls 6, I'd like to see ESO tackle it. Because I just feel like when was the last time we got a Redguard anything? Redguard, like, they got a dungeon, you know, they got Lep Seclusa, I guess, but the last time they got a zone was Hugh's Bane. That was way before I was even playing the game. Fuck, that might have been before I was even an Elder Scrolls fan. I don't know. It was so long ago. So, yeah, I feel like Redguards deserve a lot more than they're getting. I think that Elder Scrolls 6 will likely be in that location. Iron Rage face tattoos. For the Iron Orcs, history is worn on the skin. Warriors bear their scars proudly, and great victories and historic moments are often preserved in the form of individual tattoos. As such, tattoo artists have become highly respected in their society. It's a big crates if you're an orc fan. Karth River, Bristleback. This is like north, northwestern Tamriel, covered in a thicker coat of fur than most bristlebacks they are, just as ornery as the regular ones, if not more so. I hear Forsworn wrestled them for a challenge supposed to make them look tough. More like mad. Meet breeder. Is this the... I've never heard the word Forsworn be used in the second era. Like... Because, like, they're... Well, the UESP lists that they formed after the Markarth incident. Could they have, like, been a revival of something? Or is it just... It's not a... Is it a word? Like, is it just a regular word? A Forsworn is... Okay, so it is a word. So maybe it could be like not being used in the sense of the Reachman, but just used in the sense of a word. Agree. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. You think you read across some books? Could be a continuity error. The thing is though, it's like it just seems so blunt that I don't know about that. Usually like. You don't usually see errors like that. It feels so... heavy-handed? I'll put that in my back pocket. The Forsworn as we know them popped up after the Markarth incident in the 4th era. So we're very, very far away from that. We're like 900, 1,000 years away from it. So it could be like that they existed like as something else. But I'm going to put it in my back pocket for now. And I will make a post about that. See, honestly, like, if Zos wants to, they might change that to, like, some random tribe. So, we'll see. Because if Zos sees that, they're like, okay, we do have a problem with that, and they'll just change that to another tribe. This little bird's stalking me ever since I shooed it off from its dip in the fountain by the manor. It's waddled after me everywhere. It's even got family by the port. They're plotting something. Idre Merrick, House Dorel Guard. Yeah, I mean, I think they are due. You classic. You don't kick the bird. Classic Elder Scrolls knowledge. Orsinium Tigerlink's cub. My village was pillaged. We were made to live as outcasts, and yet this animal refuses to leave my side for a better life. So I will continue to fight for them. Mugrog, Covenant Soldier. Ah, the butterfly! I mean, I'm just gonna toss this out here. I don't really think this... I don't really know about this, but I'm just gonna toss this idea out here. So don't go and say that I said this as a fact, but they did say that Elder Scrolls stuff from now on will be taking place in the year 583 instead of 582, just to kind of move the timeline along. And I don't really think they're going to start messing with stuff significantly, because then you have to go the whole World of Warcraft route and start doing time walking and shit, and that could be a pain. So I don't really know if they're actually going to like progress things, but if this Mugrog was from like Faerun, and Faerun got pillaged and they were made to live as outcasts, maybe they ended up in Elsewhere. I mean, I know he's a Covenant soldier, so maybe he didn't end up in Elsewhere, but if Faerun was pillaged, maybe they would be like, we gotta move somewhere. They end up in Elsewhere. It's very, very far away. I would prefer it if they did not do things where it's like, because then you go to the zone and you're like, well, it's here. Unless they like actually start changing the map, which would also be weird. That doesn't work. I think that their decision to make things take place a year later is just for people to stop complaining that everything takes place in the same year. Other than that, I don't really see it having many new kinds of consequences. Okay, look at these furnishings. You see these guys? Look at these. Look at these. These are just so elaborate. I feel like there's got to be something. Look, you see the diamond? It's the tilted square mixed with the Khajiit moons. I mean, God, I don't know. And I like, that is what the orcs call it, by the way. The orcs don't like to call it a diamond. They call it the tilted square. It's supposed to represent Malakath. I speculate that it represents Malakath because a square is seen as formal and straightforward and accepted, you know, and then a tilted square is you take like the accepted formal standard shape and you tilt it. That represents the orcs, right? They were elves and then they got changed. That kind of theme happens a lot with the Orsimer. I think that's why they call it a tilted square and not a diamond. But I'm pretty sure they only talk about that, like, in one book. Oh, look at this! That is so cool. The colorful look of everything is very Southern Elsewhere. Like, super Southern Elsewhere. Look at, you see the chevrons? Guys, this has got to be something. It just has to be. I mean, like, it's just too, it's too random for it not to be, right? It just seems so, like the colors are very, it feels like it would be like the kind of culture that you'd see in Central Elsewhere. It's so random. You think that they would have just decided to do like, okay, let's just release a bunch of Khajiit lanterns and just make them look Khajiit, but instead they decided to merge it with orc culture. But why? What? So, what? Okay, I don't think that that like streamers are going to be getting their little notes with treasures in them like they used to, as much as I would wish that would come back. I feel like ZOS maybe has moved on from that. I'd like it, but I feel like ZOS, I don't know. I maybe they'll do it because like we won't know until late January at the very earliest, most likely. So they might do it, but like at the moment, this is the trail. Like this is the treasure in the mail that we're getting right now. This is the time for speculation. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just getting too excited, but it just feels too deliberate. It feels too like I'm getting the exact same feeling I got with the crates before Solstice was revealed. But, I don't know. Snowglint Echelot. Is that how you say that? Echelot? It's a Chater, right? So it's Echelot. Tales from the hinterland say these rare white echelets were cursed. But these beasts were friendly, kind, and fierce protectors once fed. Perhaps this one's next home is with you. Okay, before we move on to epic rewards, I want to toss out the idea that we could be looking at this really quick. You know, we could be looking at this. We could be looking at instead Khajiit in the Druidock. Because like people have talked about the Druidock and things do look really snowy. They could be choosing this. I'm just putting that out there. It's an open space. It's relatively small. I don't know what Khajiit would be doing up there, but it's also very close to Orsinium. You see that? I think it's possible. I mean, like, also they're talking about like Karth and stuff. So it might be more likely that we're looking at this. I mean, to be honest, look, it's small enough that they could just kind of like, it could be like a small zone DLC the size of the Reach. That might be more likely than going to Elsewhere right now. I'd like to go to Elsewhere, but I think that this might be more likely. I'll have to think about it. But that area is called the Druidock Mountains. I'm just seeing more, I guess, orc stuff. But yeah. Elegant twirl. Look at me go. I'm gonna do that on like every boss that I beat after like kicking my ass for 7 hours. Honor Feather Dove Flock. They've mentioned this Honor Feather thing a couple times, and I don't know what that is. So here's the thing that we got to keep in mind, guys. There is a magical feather theme going on here. They got it with this, the Honor Feather. I mean, like, they've talked about the Magister. Who's the Magister? The Magister's beasts were inspiring. So like there's these very pretty bird-like things. I mean, like, they don't really explain who the Magister is, and they've got these doves coming up. There's a lot of gaps that need filling in. I mean, like, this is a pretty strong. This is strong evidence for something. Release the doves. Set these exquisite birds free to celebrate any special occasion. Be free, little bird sprites. little sprites. It'd be funny if it put like birds over people's heads. More of a memento thing. And so Fazuda said, "What about purple?" And he said, "Well, what about it?" And Fazuda said, "It would be stunning." And so here we are, and it is stunning. Look at my horns. I get purple horns. I look absolutely gorgeous. Fabulous. Craze is coming. Maybe I should keep this purple hair on. Dummy Demolisher. I did see this one before. I think I saw it on Twitter. I am incredibly strong. I'm like crazy strong. How am I that strong? Feat of strength. You take pride in your strength, and why wouldn't you? Ha! Oh my god. Lift with the legs. Lift with the legs. Oh my god. I can do that in real life, by the way. Hollow Steel Crown. Hollow Steel. Hollow Steel. What is Hollow Steel? This one envisions lunar crescents. Yes, a crown, but not a crown, understand? Its arc drifts above you, not unlike the stars above, shining overhead. Over your head, in fact. Fazuda. Fazuda's like in a lot of these. Hi, Crazed. Hey, Crazed. Crazed. Look. Purple. It's purple. I was just waiting for you so I can show you the purple. Look at me. The little purple horns, too. Hollow Steel Eye. Staring daggers at someone is so much more effective with color like this, no? Fazuda simply adores what the orcs do with metal. Sometimes it just needs a little elsewhere flair. Fazuda. Oh my god, wait, is it my eyes? Like, literally, my eyes are metal. Metallic eyes. Honor-feathered fledgling griffin. This one... Okay, Varkanal. This one never designed a beast before, but Magister Varkanal was so kind, and Fazuda is quite pleased with how the colors turned out. They are so cuddly and yet dangerous. I'm obsessed. Fazuda elsewhere. So it claims that Fazuda is either from elsewhere or in elsewhere. So, okay. I'm just trying to put everything together here. I'm like trying to read the context. Okay, so let me, so far, I am 80% convinced that these crates are hinting towards what's coming up. I'm 80% convinced. I am pretty dang convinced. Not all the way, but I am pretty dang convinced. There's just a lot of stuff here that I feel like it would show up in a DLC of sorts. And also a lot of context that we don't have, like, I don't know what Hollow Steel is, I don't know who Magister Varkanal is. They could just be tossing out names, but... So, here it just clarifies that Fazuda is either in elsewhere or from elsewhere. I can't tell. So here's my guesses so far, really quick. Also, here's a Kefrem reference. That is, I think the name of the area around I think Hugh's Bane is also called Kefrem's Boot or something. I don't know how we would have made it through the desert without Azeta. Her sharp eyes and strong wings led us to prey we never knew was there. We followed her cries to a hidden water source that saved our lives. Journal of Hunter Badstiff, Hammerfell. Yep. Canarthi's Thunder Pony. I gotta have this. It's a good pet. No, oh my god, that is a non-combat pet. This thing's huge. What the fuck? It's a good pet. No, Canarthi has blessed it with her power, as you can see. Why bless a pony and not a cinch? She works in mysterious ways. Just mind the static when you pet it. It gets zappy. Shikru's Merchant. So here's another Khajiit. Canarthi's Storm Fury eyes. Canarthi's chosen are unmistakable. Ah, look at that. This purple eyes. Bright purple eyes. Canarthi's chosen are unmistakable. Their eyes have seen her thundering wrath and her enlightened guidance. The sands behind the stars are no mystery for them, for she has shown their truth for its hand. Canarthi's Wings translated. So this is a book. Orc-style snow goggles. That's pretty cool. Fazuda knows it is not always snowing in the mountains. Fazuda. Purple eyes. So what can you guys take from this quote? Because this quote references the area, I think, like a location. She's saying it's not always snowing in the mountains. So, like, is she saying, like, you should wear these even if this is not? I don't know. Right. So you think it would point towards the northern region, but she claims it's not always snowing. But it probably doesn't snow at all in elsewhere. So it does seem very Druidoc, doesn't it? It's very Druidoc-y. Proscenium ceremonial hat. A gloriously purple hat. Soft, yes. Feels like wearing nothing at all. If you start a fight while wearing it to the ceremony, you'll cut a dashing figure as you cut dashing figures. So, why would Khajiit be up north? Oh, alright, well thank you for stopping by, Raven. Thank you so much for the raid. It's appreciated. I will see you when I see you. Orsinium Grappler Cap. Grappling in frigid weather requires some forethought, such as how to keep one's ears warm and one's fur dry. But if you don't add fashionable embellishments to such as a plume, how do you stand out from the other grapplers? Fazuda. Okay, yeah, we're looking. We're definitely. I think I'm saying Druidoc. I'm probably team Druidoc right now. Like, I don't know if they're gonna call the zone Druidoc Mountains, but maybe. Orsinium Warplates. Your combat was it that. I would know how to say this back in my brony days. Deserves so much attention as your war gear, yes? Especially when wading into battle. Up and away from the face is best. Bound tightly. Yes, you must keep your vision clear to see your foes before you. Fazuda. Like 90% of these are Fazuda. Like 90-some% of these are all Fazuda. Port Telvanus Vanguard. Now this is interesting. We're getting a Port Telvanus reference, which is all the way across the continent. These furtive Bantam Gwar are particularly skittish. Their mottled coloring helps them blend in with the foliage of Port Telvanus. Though their eyes sometimes give them away, they're experts at avoiding predators and would-be pet owners with ease. Yeah, Port Telvanus is like all the way across the continent from the Druidoc Mountains, and it's like those little islands off the coast of Morrowind. There's a city there called Port Telvanus, which I think that ESO probably will visit at some point. Sphere of Kinnerus Lightning. Look, it's ball lightning, guys. Ball lightning setting. Gotta take a picture. Springfong, a Schlet. Oh my god. Oh, my eyes are so cute. I'm so fluffy. If you're gonna capture Ashlets to domesticate them, then you should make yourself look like them. At least that's how I go about things. A Chatera Musk doesn't hurt either. Just dab behind the ears now. It's potent. Herd leader Mulragug. Okay, so yeah. This is my guess right now, guys. Putting in my guess if something is happening next year, if it's happening. We're looking at the Druidoc Mountains. We're looking at this little gap here. Bazaar Bargain Hunter. Colorful layers provide secret places for you to hide your coins while browsing the bazaar. A perfect blend of style and practicality. Yes, give it a swirl. Yes, very nice. Fazuda. Wow, it's a little bit more airy than you'd expect for somewhere so cold. So what's with this bazaar chandelier? So like, it's gotta be something to do with like the Bandari, right? It's gotta be like the Bandari or something up in Rothgar or like northwestern Tamriel. For some reason. Maybe like a mix of the Bandari and also some kind of show? I don't know. Forgemaster's Throne. Okay, we can see the lions here. It looks like it's like shooting fire, but it doesn't look like it does anything. There's no option for it to do anything. But you think it would like pour lava like it does in the picture. I don't know. Okay, so we've got an Equino style, which is interesting. Dragonstar elk. From the time they're born, these elk have a strong sweet tooth. This is at odds with their imposing antlers and intimidating appearance. But the orcs of the Dragontail Mountains use it to their advantage, easily training them with treats and food. Faerun Moonlight. Okay, so Faerun is like in the Druidock, like Faerun Moonlight Bow, Faerun Moonlight Shield. I guess the only other way I could this is a good style, by the way. But the only other way I could think about this is if they're just going to be dropping more quests in Hrothgar and opening up the zone to all players, you know? Like, they're going to make Hrothgar free to play and then drop some new quests there for people to do. That's like my alternative theory. Interesting. Frostbreak Tiger Lynx. Keep it well fed and you'll be fine. It's a smart beast. It won't scratch or run off if it knows you'll give it an easy meal. Just watch your rations on the mountains, though. They're practically invisible in the snow. Stablehand Skagern? Malakath's Fury. So this is a Grim Focus, which I actually don't even know what skill Grim Focus is, because I am dumb. Malakath Voshball Mining. Modern Voshballs are made of hard leather, but traditionalists insist on metal with a leather shell. Perfect for ore mining practice throws. My god. Ugh. Oh, shit. I totally just tossed it way up in the air. Orsinium Artisan. What are we looking at here? There's gotta be some kind of, like, they're mining some special gem or something. This one's Orc Hosts. Yeah, okay, so Fazuda is absolutely visiting. Has beautiful piercings and tattoos. How could I ignore using the body as a canvas too? This art speaks to Orsinium steel and Khajiit culture. You know, that explains the, like, the, golden ratio curves and stuff. In a way, even she is impressed with. She thinks very highly of herself. Fazuda. Orsinium Grappler Gear. There is no such thing as too much, Sahida. Not in fashion. This could have been simple. This could have been a simple, plain, fit for a common fighter, yes, but in the claws of Fazuda, it became so much more. Hey, it shows a lot of chest. People like their, showing a lot of chest styles. Puncturing Strikes. I think I know that one. That one's, like a... Okay, yeah, so it's... Okay, oh, hey, it applies to Puncturing Strikes, Biting Jabs, and Puncturing Sweep. That's pretty cool. So this is like a Templar thing, right? This goes Grim Focus, Merciless Resolve, Relentless Focus. Traditional Ring Dance. A traditional Vengeance Day dance in celebration of Retribution, well claimed in the previous year. More dances! We have another dance! Score! Upscale or Orsinium attire. This is a formal ceremony, yes? Fazuda sees a sash with a wrap. Loose, so that you can kneel and rise. Kneel and rise. But embellished with metal. Plates? No, coins. To remind you the cost of history. Perfect. Fazuda. Forge Fire Blade Mantle. Oh my god. What the heck? That's pretty cool. Forged in the Crucible of Combat, show the world by taking on this blade sharp mantle. Frost Troll! I saw these. I posted about these on Blue Sky, and I said the troll polymorphs look like they added Elder Scrolls Trolls to Fortnite. Personify the chilly depths of your vengeance by assuming the guise of a frost troll. Honor Feather Recall, a thrilling display of sword mastery and magic wings you on your way to your next destination. Thrilling display of sword mastery and magic. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit too close there, Ember. Duo Dynamo, Hollow Steed, Spider. Good old Naramo studied with the Spider Smith, so a many-legged multi-rider construct seemed a perfect choice. Dwarven Chassis meets the design of mages and Khajiit spun up in Orsinium steel. What would the Dwemer think if they could see it now? Ozuda. That is pretty wild. I would assume that it was probably going to take on, like, maybe some Khajiit stuff once you start, like, adding on things? Or is it just going to look the same? It actually just looks the same all the way around. Oh, it has some packs for this, I guess. It's got some just packs on it. Multi-rider. Okay. Hollow Steel construct bear. So Hollow Steel is going to be a thing. I think Hollow Steel might be important, maybe. It might be, because, like, Faerun does mining, and so I would assume that Faerun is being connected to Hollow Steel. So it's going to be probably, like, a story about their operations here. I don't really know where Fazuda and the Magister fit in. If they're just visiting for some entertainment reasons. I don't know. When Good Naramo proposed a line of constructs, Fazuda searched the face of the moons. Then inspiration struck. This one adores Orsinium metalwork, and we have sturdy Rothgar steel blended with Elsewhere designs. Elsewhere, I don't know if I've ever seen that word. And who does not like a bear? Fazuda. We could have made anything, of course, but the Indrik? Ah, so sleek. Dreams and whimsy made from metal. It looks cold, but Good Doramo made it as loving as any real Indrik, and you don't have to feed it. Fazuda. Hollow Steel Construct Wolf. This one would have preferred a Sench, but Good Noramo just loves the wolf. Still rather elegant, she thinks, perfect for a beautiful ride through the countryside. Though Fazuda herself isn't much for riding, she prefers her studio. Fazuda. That is pretty sweet. Radiant Apex. Forge Fire Blade Lion. That is a lion made of blades. That must be really hard to ride. The result from a decade of collaboration between a Forge Master and a Master of Daedric Summoning, a beast with sharp edges, molten veins, daggers for claws, and knives for teeth. My life's work. Forge Master Gordranok. Canarthi's Thunder Steed. Yes, please! God, I will never have this, unfortunately. Swift as the wind with hoofbeats like thunder and the crackle of lightning in its mane, this strange beast will always be in the eye of the storm with you. Oh, look at, I think that's literally like Canarthi on the chest plate there. You can see Canarthi, I think it's the picture of Canarthi, like, guiding a Khajiit soul, like, to the sands behind the stars. They have a painting of it, so they like put it on the chest piece. Pinnacle of Honor Quasagriff. It's a pleasure to partner with the incomparable Fazuda on Beast concepts. The bold choices, the incredible colors, and as she says, I'm confident these creatures will cause a stir wherever they go. The best part of traveling, Magister Varkanil. So who is this Varkanel? some kind of like traveling beasts fashion show or something. So whoever they're with, Naramo seems to be with them. Naramo seems to possibly be someone that we're going to be seeing next year as like a main character, maybe. I could at least see him showing up, because I don't doubt the Druidoc is going to have Dwemer ruins. We're going to be seeing like brand new Dwemer ruins in like the Hogan Kultura style, like Markarth-esque kind of stuff. At least that's what I think they're probably going to look like, I would assume. Because I would assume they'd probably be like Kragan Clan, but they might end up being something else. I'm going to move to like 80. I'm going to move to like 85 to 90% sure. Like, and I never like being like too sure of things because I try to set myself up for disappointment, but I just can't. My knowledge is buzzing. I thought we were going to be doing Skyrim, and I guess technically we kind of will. I'm not sure. Like, is the border? Yeah, I guess the. I don't know. What technically does the border of Skyrim? Is it here? No. Okay, so like, I guess yeah, the border would be like right here, wouldn't it? Because like Solitude's here. I don't know. They could try to give us Johanna, like actually Johanna. Well, thank you for being here, Darklight. It's appreciated. I think this is a big stream to be participating in, because I think that this might be the first that we're hearing of what could be the upcoming adventure. I don't know how big it's going to be. We could be looking at just a standard small zone DLC, but like it would be pretty neat. I mean, like if they wanted to do more orc stuff, this is the place to do it. Just kind of like drop something in here. Yeah, so... Okay, so like Faerun, yeah, Faerun is like around here somewhere. I forget where. We don't have a Faerun Wasteland. Where is it? Wait, do we even... Okay, Faerun Stronghold. We do... Faerun Stronghold. Where's... Okay, yeah, so it's right here. This is Faerun Stronghold. I don't remember what happens here, but it's near Johanna Docks. They could literally just give us Johanna right here. I think people would probably accept that if they wanted. People have been asking for Johanna forever. Just kind of maybe move it a bit? I don't know. If there's going to be a main city, I could see it being Johanna. Like, they could say, it was here the whole time. It's just in the Druidoc. Because people have been asking for it. I mean, it looks like they might actually squeeze in another orc here. So, yeah. It would also, if it is up here, it would subscribe to my theory that ZOS tries to keep DLCs as far away from each other as possible. I've just noticed it, at least for the most part. You know, it's like Elsewhere, and then Skyrim, and then going back down Blackwood, and then going all the way over here, High Isle, and then going all the way across the freaking continent to the Tavali Peninsula, and then going all the way across again to Westfield, and then going all the way over here. They're not usually very close to each other, and Elsewhere is very close to Solstice. I can see them going Solstice and then jumping up here, because it just feels like what they usually do. Also, being up here in the Druidock would allow for Dwemer Ruins, and they likely are going to want to do Dwemer Ruins because they haven't been doing that, right? I mean, like, they didn't have them this year, they didn't have them last year. They like to kind of make sure they're not oversaturating us with the same kinds of ruins and stuff. So it's like, if we get like a bunch of Ayleid stuff, like, God, everything in Westweald, so much stuff in Westweald was all Ayleid. So I knew that the next place we went was not going to have Ayleid stuff. It's been long enough for us to delve back into the Dwemer. Delve back into the Demer. So I think that we're going to be seeing Dwemer stuff. I don't know where the Khajiit... The only thing I can think of is, like, it's just some traveling show that a few Khajiit travel with this Magister, who might even be Khajiit themselves. The name doesn't sound super Khajiit, but maybe? They don't sound familiar to me. Let me see if I have anything in my books. How do you spell the name? Epic rewards. Varkanel. It kind of sounds a bit familiar. A little bit, actually, but it's just because I read it not too long ago. Wait. Is that just because of Vardvark? Is it just picking up the Vardvark thing? Because it's like Varkanel, Vark, is that it? No. Varkanel invented the Vardvark. Of course, that's where the Vark comes in. So they're a Telvanni. No wonder. That's why the Telvanni. That's why that Port Telvannis was in the crates. Is because it's a Telvanni mage who creates creatures. The creator of the Vardvark has like a traveling show. Okay, and this might be their... This might just be someone of the same like family, or this could be Magister Varkanel themselves, but I'm not entirely sure. It might just be like a Telvanni-ish name, but this is most certainly... This is who we're talking about here. So, Telvanni mage that creates creatures, and maybe like they just have a traveling show or something. It's just there's so many things going on here. Telvanni mage, Khajiit working for a Telvanni mage, who are going to be in the Druidock. There's certainly a lot of things happening there. So the inventor of the Vardvark. I knew it sounded kind of familiar. When I saw, I was like, oh, is it just picking up the Vark? And I was like, oh, that's right. That's where it got its name. Varkanel, Vardenfell. This is, I mean, I just might have gone up to 95%. I probably will never be 100% because I don't want to be like disappointed, but I'm at like 95%. Maybe give me a bit. I might take it down to 90. But where's Leaf? Where's Leaf? Because we're looking at orc stuff right now. Like we're looking at a potential orc DLC coming up. And I can't. I mean, I hope Leaf shows up at some point this weekend. It's likely, I guess. Now, I might do the UESP stream tomorrow. I know I did a UESP stream last week. We'll see what I do. But even if I do the UESP stream, I probably will not be talking about this. Because it's not really a place for theory so much. And also, it's more high profile. I have a lot more responsibility. And I also don't want some guy who, like, knows something that no one else knows. Like, they're data mining and they start saying stuff. I don't want that. Okay. So there's my guess. There's my guess for this year. Or sorry, next year. I don't really know what the story could be. I definitely think that we should at least prepare for it to be a very small zone and not like a large one, despite being a small area on the map. I would like it to be large. I'd love it to be huge. I'm just trying to temper my expectations, right? Part of me wonders if like they're gonna do a thing where it's like they bring us here and then like 6 months later or something they drop us off here. I don't know. It'd be interesting if they like split it into 2 years maybe. I don't know. But it would be good to see them get some use out of the Druidoc Mountains, because no one really thinks about the Druidoc Mountains much. And it would be cool to get, like, a year or half a year of content on a piece of land that no one really even thinks about. Because I'm all for ESO's longevity, and I think that would really keep things going, without having to worry about like, oh, they just took up a huge spot of land. But this also fits into my theory of them not doing Skyrim next year because they had Nord stuff this year. My working theory was that we were going to Skyrim next year, at least before, like, earlier this week. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, well, they might not, because they gave us Nord stuff this year, which is kind of odd. And I think that I could be overthinking, because I tend to do that. But it could be that they gave us Nord stuff on Solstice, despite it being really random, because they expected people to start complaining about there being no Nord stuff in a Skyrim DLC. But who knows? I mean, they might have Nord stuff. I think that it would make sense if Nords were there. I find it kind of weird that there was, like, literally nothing Nord related in those crates. Unless I forgot. There's Bob Catnip. Okay, now hold on. Now I gotta check. We know Naramo, and we know Varka now, but do we know Fazuda? No. So she's kind of the outlier we don't know. But I definitely see Naramo's gonna be back, so there's gonna be like Dwemer stuff. This is just so much information, you know? Like this basically feels like, it almost feels like it's a reveal stream. Like this is generally how I feel during the reveal streams. But crap. But again, we're not entirely sure. But I definitely am a lot more sure than I was a few hours ago. I went into the crates literally thinking, maybe. But I don't know. It could just be something random they came up with, but it just seems way too detailed. Like, I could literally... I could extrapolate a narrative through the crates, which is not a usual thing. They might toss in a character that you can understand a story from, but this felt like 3 characters, one of which is a reoccurring character, being Naramo. So what would they even call the zone, though? I think they're just gonna call it Druidock. The Druidock... Just Druidock Mountains, maybe? But that's a long name. I don't know. Western Skyrim. I'm kidding. I don't know if it technically would be part of Skyrim or High Rock at that point. I mean, like, I'm looking... I feel like maybe, like, it might be, like, half and half. I don't know. But I feel like you got prepared to dress warmly. So what would the season be called? Season of the Druidock probably doesn't work from a marketing standpoint. That's not a very marketable name. Season of the Druidock. Season of the Orcs. Maybe? Seasons of the Faerun. I am interested in how heavy the Khajiit lean is. It's pretty heavy, despite it only sounding like 1 or 2 Khajiit are even there. But it could be that many more are. But then again, the Khajiit that Fazuda does seem to be, like, incredibly fashion forward, right? So she's obviously making a bunch of designs and stuff. So I don't know. She like designing everything. I have a lot to do here. I'm going to be using classicals a lot this weekend. These people are here for books? I'm sorry. These people are here to do Sandy's Edge to pick up books? Please help me kill mobs so I can collect books? I just did Sandy's Edge, like, last night. But for books, I will help you. Now, I'm not really, like, the most knowledgeable on orcs, right? I mean, even their obviously their creation just shrouded in mystery. No one can even really say. But I just realized that Grace is probably hating this. She's like, not orcs. No. There, I mean, like, it'll be, there's gonna be Khajiit and Dwemer stuff. If there's no Dwemer stuff, I will literally be, like, completely shocked. I will be, like, stunned if there's no Dwemer stuff, because that's the perfect place for Dwemer things. And Naramo is confirmed to be involved. So, and we haven't seen Naramo since, it's probably been 5 years. It was probably the, probably his quest in Greymore was the last time we saw him, I think. There's probably gonna be a lot of reused assets, you know, but I mean, like, a lot of the stuff in the crates are it's so detailed. I mean, that's for sure. So I don't know how much will be reused, but I think that we should probably prepare for a lot of reused Orsinium assets. Obviously, a lot of, like, reused Dwemer Ruin assets, but I think it will be interesting. And once again, I would be pleased because I like to see Zos doing unlikely things, instead of just going the basic route and giving us, like, something that everyone expects, because once that's done, it's done. I'm not, no, who killed the sloth? What bastard? once something is like done, it's like, okay, well here's Skyrim, right? It's like, okay, well that's Skyrim. There it goes, right? So I like seeing Zoss kind of like, I don't want to say filler episode, but it kind of gives me a filler episode vibe, but in a good way. If they can keep like the game going with something as small as like a spit of land in the Druidog Mountains, then that should not be there. Someone fix the wall. It's the Doomcrag all over again. Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum. Almost got a full team. Wait, are they wanting to go in? Okay, no, not yet. I was showing off my Mara robes, and Maik the Liar on Twitter at the Nickies1 says, "Priest of whom?" Because I was showing off my priest robes. And I was like, Mara, but I typed too fast and I almost sent Mars! Priest of Mars. This is kind of interesting though, because like I'm pretty sure, 90% sure. I'm kind of back on 95%, but I'm gonna be wobbling back and forth. Since I'm pretty sure, like, it won't be much of a guessing game. Like if I tell mom and dad, this is what I think it's gonna be, it'll be like, now this is, if it's anything, it's this. Unless this is like a massive red herring. Which it could be. Why am I getting messages? Oh my god. Okay. Jared and Michaela are still out on their trip to Disneyland. And if there's anyone that takes a lot of pictures, it's Jared. Jared and Dad, they take so many pictures. Like, I just let other people take pictures, really. Like, I just fill up, like, the drive of whatever I have. I'm like, it's like, also, if I let other people take pictures, then I get to be in them. So there's that. This person is literally running Sanity's Edge to collect books for their identity memory. Let me clarify. Not Mage's Guild books. They're not trying to level up their skill line. They're doing this purely for the lore.
Well, then, does it...
How could I say no? There's a few good books in here. I want to make sure that they get them all. Who's the leader? Bug DM. He says, okay, so today, here's the thing. Jared and Michaela are Disney adults. I'm not so much a Disney adult. It's not that I don't like Disney. It's just that I'm not so much of a Disney adult, right? It's like, you wonder, a Disney adult is something different than someone that just likes Disney. There's a difference. So, they also really like Star Wars. And wouldn't you know, Star Wars is owned by Disney. So, they committed an entire day to going to Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars portion of Disneyland. And they've got their costumes, everything, like, everything's perfectly set up. They take it, they basically, it's like a religion to them, so. You can imagine the amount of pictures they're taking. He says, we Star Wars very hard, probably the best Galaxy's Edge day we've ever had. People that had been on the Halcyon recognize me as a Saja. If you need me to explain that, it's pretty much saying, people who have been on the Star Wars Star Cruiser Hotel that closed down recognize me dressed up as like a Force monk. and we randomly saw Andre from Black Nerd Comedy. They just randomly encountered a YouTube celebrity, apparently. What the heck? I mean, he's got a, because like these Saja are like, I think lore they made up for the Halcyon. Sorry, lore that they added for the Halcyon. And I'm pretty sure at least. And they basically dress like monks, right? They've got like this kind of like very, imagine like Hakoshe, you know, that kind of vibe. And Jared made a costume for the Saja, and he showed me like what the ones on the Halcyon look like compared to his costume. I was like, somehow his look more lore accurate than the guys from the Halcyon. I don't know. I mean, it just felt more like the fabric was better. I don't know. It's like you look more like you're in Star Wars than they do. Gotta find those books. I need to remember where all the books are in here. I just can't. God, I should have been on a newer character so I could see them better. When we're done with this section, You should go back to check for books. Also, it's interesting that that the Sandy's Edge trial sends you to Orsinium. I don't think they ever clarify why that is. It'd be interesting to see if Vanton like shows up at some point somehow for this. I don't know. Okay, so he's got an add-on to find books, which, you know, usually you'd expect a weather. Don't you hate add-ons? I mean, despite using add-ons a lot. I don't like add-ons that show you where things are. I will admit that is true. But he is doing this for the lore, and it will keep us from being here for 7 hours, so... I remember when Scrivener's Hall came out, and like when that finished, I walked all the way back scanning everything for books. I remember looking that place up and down and up and down and up and down. Sorry, is there a thing here? Oh, hey, oh, there, oh, this is a book. Of course, I already got this one. I mean, everyone getting, I mean, I know that everyone's not here for the books, but the fact that this entire run has been built on the desire for books makes me happy. These aren't even, again, these aren't books that you get anything from other than just information. I don't think they level up any of your lines. I don't think they don't obviously go into your Mages Guild. This is gonna suck. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gonna suck. Actually, it's gonna suck. There we go. Yeah, I did this last night. Like, this is gonna be my second Sandy's Edge run in a couple days. I mean, that was pretty much like... all I did. I got home from work. I got my endeavors done. Fit in a very quick Sandy's Edge run because the group was very, very good. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna nap. But I was weirdly not sleepy. And then I got really sleepy. And then because my phone ran updates for some reason, I ended up sleeping for 7.5 hours instead of 2. So that kind of put me in a weird spot. Llamas first! Llamas, llamas, llamas! It's only a matter of time until Zaz tries to do another one of their intermingled creatures again and gives us like a llama mixed with a Wamasu, and they call it a Lamasu. It's only a matter of time. Also, thank you, Zaz, for making big lightning lizards canon. I feel so seen. There you go. Do we have a do we have an off tank? I don't think we do. I think we're running one tank, and that's why we're getting our asses kicked by a Wamasu. I'm gonna have to highlight the Wamasus. People really like these, the troll polymorph. My God. I'm working overtime keeping these people alive. Come on, come on. Nice! Okay, we don't have to worry about out-healing that because we killed him before he did the cone damage. Tank's been doing really well. I think that Wamasu was handled pretty well because I tagged it. I'm going to try to tag this one. That was a player. There we go, there we go. They said DPS get portals. Is that a normal mechanic? Dang, he just ate right through that shield, but it did save us. I mean, that was like, what, 300 ult charge right there? It really works like sound barrier, you know? They said, get off boss, focus Wamasu. Oh god, we got 2 Wamasus. Damn it. It's the plural of Wamasu, Wamasai? I did not. That did not complete, unfortunately. Jared says, so we finally got to see Hondo after 6 years. The animatronic had been down all 3 previous trips to Orlando, and I got the pilot seat on the Falcon. That actually got to punch the hyperdrive. We did a whole dining package for a couple night shows. Hold on. I'm back! Fuck! This actually sucks! Like, this blows! What did I... Oh, God. No. How am I still alive? It's taking so much to kill me! Holy shit! I did not realize it was going to take so long. We did a whole dining package for a couple night shows that were only offered at Batu West. So we finally got to eat at Donkey Bay 7. That's something else we've never done all the previous trips. really, we did pretty much everything we had never done before, including meeting wandering characters that are only in West. I don't really know what West Batuu is. I know that Batuu is the area, I guess. It's just the west section of it. They also actually still had in-universe ads for the Halcyon playing over Pablo's radio station. I wonder if they just never noticed. Wamasu's focus first. Yeah, see, we only have one tank. So we really gotta... Yeah, for one tank scenario, yes, Wamasu first. Yep. Now that is a powerful looking character. I will do whatever she says. I'm okay. I did not mean to take a potion. Look at that, look at that. Brilliantly done. We just gotta keep doing that. Hold on, we lost somebody. Perfect, get it. Yep, get a res, thank you. Oh shit, I need a food. There we go. Alright, you know that. Nope, 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 not me, not me. Go after him, not me. We don't have a tank, but basically I'm just gonna fill whoever's got aggro with heals to the extent where they feel like a tank. That's my plan. %20 down. It's gonna get worse, obviously, but... Okay, we can poke at archers while they're up. Oh, wait, I didn't hear a horn. What the fuck? Ah, shit. Hold on. Thank you. Lightning lizard, everyone on the lightning lizard. Great job. Okay, there's the horn. You know the drill. Probably could use that at a better time, but... Okay, now let's see if we can just quickly DPS down the archers, and then we will go for boss. She's over half done, so... I'm gonna offer some assistance. Oh, fuck. We should get a res before Wamasu's down. We should get a res before Wamasu's in. We're not really gonna have that luxury. Wamasu's coming. Worth it. Got you. I think my tags are helping. If you freeze quickly, she says. Fire everywhere. Okay, we're good. We're good. We got this. We're good.
You couldn't save Tove. You aren't powerful enough to save anyone. You're weak.
You can make this stop, can't you?
Wait, you can pet the horse? I can't pet this horse. I can't pet this horse. I can't pet this. I mean, I can imagine petting the horses. Wait, what? What's beverages for the bereaved? Is that a book? They said they want beverages for the bereaved in their house. I guess that means that you have to collect it in their eidetic memory. Oh, it's like a cookbook. It's a book on ingredients on how to make beverages. I wonder why it's here. I mean, honestly, I was gonna say, I wonder if I have it. Of course I have it. I was just looking at it. I wonder why they have it. Well, they want to have it in their house specifically. Like, are they a bartender or something? By the way, you can see the tilted square right there. Like I said, I don't think they really got into the psychology of why why tilted squares and stuff are important to them. But I personally do believe it's about the symbolism. Because, like, if you just call it a diamond, then it doesn't sound like... It doesn't sound awkward, it doesn't sound sideways, or... It doesn't sound like it's misplaced in any way. And orcs are all about being the misplaced, right? The thing about orcs, like, having a thing about always being mistreated and, stuff like that. Why can't I... Come on, man. He just does not want to get healed by me. Is that when Elder Scrolls came out, like, we're talking, Arena 1994 and Daggerfall 1996. Oh, holy shit. Whoa, that's where my shields come in handy. Orcs were just seen as enemies. Orcs were nothing but enemies, to my knowledge. They weren't really seen in any positive light at all. And they incorporated that in, like, Elder Scrolls lore by having them just be the most hated race just because people are really judgy. They're seen as just like, oh, they're outcasts, they're stupid, or, you know, stuff like that. When in reality, they're very nuanced culture that people just won't freaking leave alone. And, I mean, they are brutal, that's for sure. I'm not saying that none of them are mean, but they are just, like, tossed around like ping pong balls. I wonder what the enemies would be in, like, a DLC like the one that we're theorizing. Who would be the bad guys? I mean, I'm really looking forward to, like, no Daedra, right? I don't want Daedra, I don't want cultists. But I know that ZOS does run into the problem of, like, well, we don't want to make them too nuanced, because if they're too nuanced, then you don't... Then, like... Maybe you feel bad about constantly mowing them down all the time. I mean, I kind of do, like... I kind of feel bad for the Ascendant Order a bit. But, they are... It's like, okay, well, there's one thing where, like, you could be against a government of, you know, royals, and then, like... There's a point where you start, like, torturing people. You know, you start going, like, really bad with it. Then it's like, okay, well, at that point you just gotta be stopped. Never fully understood why they were doing that, though. They're like, oh, they're being super mean to people. It's like, okay, but why? They're well funded. I don't remember. I keep reading HS's high school. I like Vengeance Broken. Like, is it? Is it? See, I think that, like, having an entire DLC on with, like, a conflict like this would be fun. Like, I would literally do a whole DLC just to save one person. I mean, it might be kind of weird. Like, maybe it wouldn't sell well, but I think having a plot just to save, like, one poor, struggling person would be a heroic move. Alright, if we get pulled in... actually, I don't. We don't have a paranoia here, do we? I probably should have saved that. I got too big for my britches. I wonder why there's a cookbook here. Oh, or maybe you just need to read everything in Necrom? I don't remember. They said they found another book, but I'm pretty sure I already have it. I think it's the one where Twelvain is snarking ya or something. Evil dream Twelvain. I had a weird dream last night. Did I say this? I had a dream that I was looking at it. I was like checking out an armadillo, maybe like in a zoo or something. I don't know. Someone had an armadillo, and they're like, "Look, armadillo." And I was like, oh, that's cool. And like the armadillo was like shedding its shell. And I was like, I didn't know armadillos did that. And like, yeah, armadillos shed their shells. Look at them just like shed all those scales, because that's totally a thing that they do. And then for some reason, like half my brain recognized that I was not looking at an armadillo, and half my brain didn't. But I was not looking at an armadillo. That thing was a velociraptor. I have no idea. I don't know why I was looking at a velociraptor thinking that this was an armadillo. I'm like, that is clearly... Like, I woke up and I'm like, that was clearly a velociraptor, not an armadillo. Also, like, velociraptors don't have shells. So, then the velociraptor, like, laid on me like a very content dog. You know? Like you're like laying on the couch and your dog lays on you. I was like laying on the floor and the raptor was like, I'm gonna lay on you. And it's like, this velociraptor laying on me. And then I woke up. Usually people who dream about velociraptors, they probably get attacked by said velociraptor. I always have weird dreams when I like actually sleep. Generally my sleeps are rather short, and I get a lot of my sleep in bursts, you know? It's like my brain needs a long time to warm up. Because, like, if I, like, sleep for, like, 5 hours, I probably won't have a dream. Like, 7 or 8 hours, I probably will. Yeah, usually my sleep schedule is like, I get a 2-hour nap, and then I sleep for like, and then I like do a bunch of things, and I go back to sleep and sleep for like 5 hours. So, the reason I do that is because I feel so tired coming home from work, but I don't want to sleep for 8 hours, because I don't want to, like, do a bunch of stuff before work. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, at all. I want to work and then go home, you know, and then do stuff. I can't enjoy anything if I know that I'm gonna have to work, like, a full shift after. So, my idea is, oh, I take naps, that way I wake up feeling refreshed and I'm able to do things I enjoy. Granted, it's in the middle of the morning, like, 4 a.m. But I'm able to at least have energy to do things I enjoy instead of feeling super tired. Theoretically, sometimes I feel more tired. Or at least I feel somewhat tired. It's weird.
You don't belong in this dream.
Or I like how 12 just straight up admits it. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, this is a dream, bro. Like, I like how she just pulls back the curtain immediately. She's like, you're not supposed to be here, what?
Burn beneath the house of the lion.
Okay, let's do this right. Okay, hold on.
Flower fields.
Middle, left, middle, left, right. Guys? Ow. You know that the prefix of Chimera is actually shared with the Chimer. I believe it's some Aldmeris, maybe Elnofex, meaning change? No. Dang it, I'm trying to remember. It's not other, is it? It might be. I'm trying to remember. There's a whole book about it. Frastus of Alanir wrote it. It came out in 2022. It's probably been a bit since I've read it, maybe a year. I just know that it shares the same etymology. Fuck. I think it probably burn. I don't know, actually. A little bit concerned. Thank you. I'm going to try to get out of the fire immediately. Hup! Rats. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Holy shit. Trying to keep it going. Yeah, boss puts fireball on the ground. I don't have any symbols. Oh, that's probably because they didn't complete their puzzle. That's probably why. Res your friends. There you go. I don't understand why there's icons above the ads entirely. Is it? Oh.
Blazing winds. We will get order.
Okay. You take care of 12 Vane.
These secrets built this one's power.
Middle, left. Wait, no. I think it's this middle left because I didn't see this go up. Come on, please tell me. This, middle, left. Yeah, I didn't see that one go up, so I was like,
You woke the...
you woke the griffin.
You beat the puzzle.
Gather around.
We will not be defeated by the likes of you!
Yeah, I didn't really need to do that, I guess, but...
Even when you have more power than you can dream of, you fail. You're nothing without me.
Come on, where's the book?
True, you're wrong. This feels wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who failed.
The Beast of Galen, here it is.
You need me, Vanton. Open your mind. Let me in. Together.
History of the Dreamstone. I think there's another one. There's another one where it's Vanton's like plea to retrieve the Dreamstone from like the archives. I think he's sending it to Galarian. No, yes, I think he's sending it to Galarian. I think he even attributes Shalador. I think he's even contacting Shalador's like spirit. He's like really wanting that stone. Sorry, is that my Fez? Please don't be my Fez. Surely that's not my Fez. No, I've got my non-combat pet out. Okay. Oh, I almost fell off the edge. Oh my god. That would have been embarrassing. I think there's another book around here somewhere. It's on one of these cliff ledges. I always think of like gummy candies when I see these bad guys. They're like different flavored gummies. Yeah, that tossing AoE can be pretty rough when you're so high up like this. Cheese. I thought that was corn for a second. Is that like a Morrowind plant? Is that thing native too? Okay. Okay, they said book number 4. Yeah, here it is. Warlock Vanton's research proposal. Yeah, he sent it to Shalador. So he doesn't send it to Galarian, to Shalador. It's like, oh my god, so close to the ledge. Someone fell off that ledge. I'm pretty sure it was that exact one when I did my other run previously. Sweet Sally. Please do not run into the healer. I am keeping you alive. Gummy Atronach. I'm really glad I was stunned out of using my reviving barrier, because I feel like that would not have been worth it. Not for this. Did not go through. This is like Inception. There's the triangle down there. What is the triangle, you may ask? It's just a triangle.
What is the mind of one age? I created wars and puppeted kings. This is nothing to me.
Well, you're doing a really bad job. Ask if I can tank swap. Oh boy. Why'd you choose me? Let me put on Inner Fire. Done before she sends tank away. I haven't done this in forever. Oh, apparently I'm not understanding.
There's nothing here worth salvaging.
When did she send the tank away? When did she send the tank away? That doesn't... You go through common movements. She summons the cone AoE. You follow cone AoE to portal. Portal brings you to a fight in the corner, but then someone needs to taunt her on the main stage. I don't understand how that doesn't make sense. God, that's so infuriating. Okay, whatever. How is that no? What else could that even mean? Why don't they explain? Whatever. Whatever. This is the point where it's like, I apparently, like, if I ask a follow-up question, I'm gonna be completely out of my depth. I'm sure you've had those points where, like, you ask a question, and then...
What's left to say?
It's like, you ask a question, and then someone explains something to you, and then you're like, have more questions, and you're like, I am looking like a complete moron. I'm not gonna do that here. I'm just a healer. I've healed this a zillion times. Look at that guy going all Fortnite back there. That one looks so serious. This troll is holding this guy in a headlock, while the guy in the background is celebrating a victory royale. I don't understand. If they screw up the taunt, you guys really need to kill the ad, otherwise we won't get tank back. What ad spawns? Does the tank get sent away on normal? The tank is like pulled away from the group on normal. I've never noticed that. He says I've never done this before, which makes me wonder if he's reading like freaking Alcast or something like Vetmex without realizing it. I don't know.
This mind is in splinters and you want to save it? Stretch the imagination.
Okay, explosion, memory fragment. Tank is still here, by the way, I think, right? I don't know where Nature Boy... Oh, he's over there. There's ads, Tank is still here. Nature Boy's just kind of standing there. Nature Boy is not all here. Tank is still here. Tank is, Convaleria. They said, well, I got it, but it looks like someone else did too. Got what? Ah! Pizza slice. That's gonna suck. I probably should have explained that better. We do not all need to run through. In fact, you're just putting yourselves in danger. That's not necessary. You don't all need to do that. That is just... Don't all need to do that. That's just... Okay.
I want something. A powerful name. This is mine.
Okay, so
Get out.
now the tank goes into portal and then goes back there and has a fight with Vanton, right? And then people have to fight in here, and so, like, we need a tank in here, which we do have a tank in here.
Presence is a nuisance.
That's like the best thing to hear from a bad guy.
Terrible memory.
I have a terrible memory. I have a terrible memory. Wait for it. I got most of the team. Okay. That was her sexy voice. We gotta run. Okay, well, we lost him again, but he tried way harder this time. Like, he was very close. We don't all need to go, guys. Again, we don't all need to go. It's not... Okay.
I'm no ruler. You make me do terrible things.
So, like, the only time I'm aware that people get sent away... Leaf! Leaf! Leaf, I've been wanting to talk to you, Leaf. Leaf, I've just been waiting for you to show up, Leaf. Leaf! Ah!
You don't care about Benson. Leave him.
You ain't on our heads. You can't tell us what to do.
Terrible memory.
Ow! Okay. Pizza slice. Anyway, Leaf. How are you? Again. Or because he's protecting. Yes, exactly. Like, I was reading through those crates and I'm like, dude, it's happening. Like, it's happening. I'm telling you. I'm like 90% sure, man. I'm 90% sure. Like, I was just reading through the crates, like, just earlier, you know, like a couple hours ago. And it's like, yeah. Season of I don't know, the orcs, the Orsimer is upon us, maybe. Shit. Hold on. I got this. I got it. Okay, now we got the fairy godmothers. Is this follows the same pattern as Solstice? That is. Exactly. There's. I'll talk a lot about it when I'm done here, but I've got stuff to say. I mean, like, I'm sure that you've already thought all the things that I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say them anyway. I was saying earlier, I'm like, where's Leaf? I've got to talk to Leaf about this. Okay. Also down. Alright, so okay, this person wants Onsul's Torment Daggers. I do not have that.
You were a tyrant.
All of that was a nightmare, Vanton. Onsul is gone.
It felt so real.
Okay, so
Everyone, Ariel's best
as someone that's always trying to predict what's going on next,
You'll feel better when you
I will give you my opinion. Let me really quick just start linking stuff. I'm actually missing a lot of these, unfortunately, but I don't really care to complete sticker book like some people do. And I mean, it gives me more things to collect, you know, if I let people have my things. So funny because you went just 100% Solstice Wednesday. I literally have done so little of Eastern Solstice because we've just been doing main quest and time has just been so short. So I still have a lot to do, like a lot to do. But better than having less. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh wait, no, they wanted boots. They wanted boots. Sorry. They said boots. I didn't know I had those. Wasn't even paying attention. Okay, so here's my Leaf. I'm sure this is obvious, alright? So I'm just gonna get the obvious out of the way.
There's it.
So here's my prediction. My 90% sure prediction. Druidog Mountain's right there. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? I mean, it's super obvious. I mean, it's like, what else are you gonna do? I mean, we're talking about like Faerune's over there. It's by Orsinium. There's just so much. Hold on. So we do have a interesting mix again of Khajiit stuff and Orc. And so the question is, you know, what's going to be the main culture? I think Orc is going to be the main culture, and Khajiit are going to be visiting. The Khajiit that are visiting seem to be some part of some kind of, like, traveling show, maybe? So, I'm going to be talking about this on Blue Sky, probably, but I'm going to drop this for you right now, because I've been going through things. So, hear me out. Leave. Do you remember the Vardvark? Think about a Vardvark, right? How is a Vardvark related to what might be happening next year? Well, the creator of the Vardvark is listed all over these crates. Everywhere. The creator of the Vardvark seems to be like a Telvanni mage who creates all these, like, different creatures, right? Their name is Magister something, Vark something. And so Varkanel. They are a Telvanni mage, and so Varkanel is like, has like this traveling show or something, I guess. And Fazuda is a Khajiit that travels with Varkanel. Other than that, Varkanel might be there for some other reason, and the Khajiit are living there for another reason. But I feel like the Khajiit are traveling alongside Varkanel, maybe. But, so we're gonna meet potentially the creator of the Vardvark, who seems to be in the Rothgarian Mountains, the Druidok, for some reason. Now, you're reminded the Khajiit in Rothgar was adopted by the Orcs. True. That, you know what? If we don't see him, that would be bonkers, come to think of it. Like, that would be so weird if we didn't see him, because, like, that's such a obvious... I didn't think of that. Despite it being obvious, I did not think of that. Also, I'm going to toss in the fact that Naramo has been mentioned a lot in the crates, and it would make a lot of sense for Naramo to be a main character. I feel like they're probably going to bring Naramo back, at least in some capacity, because we're going to be seeing a lot of Dwemer stuff, like probably a significant amount of Dwemer stuff up here in the Druidok. This is completely, like, fresh territory for Zos, just like Solstice. They could do whatever they want. I personally think they might drop Johanna in here and allow us to actually go to Johanna in some way. So we might be looking at that. I'm honestly just sitting here buzzing because, like, it might be confirmation that we're actually getting something. Now, I know that we have Johanna Docks, but they could easily explain away Johanna Docks. Just say Johanna Docks are named after the nearby village of Johanna, and you're good. I saw the crate preview, and I was so confused that, like, I mentally jumped. Because I saw this weird race mix, and I was like, Khajiit and Orc kind of reminds me of Argonians and Altmer. This is too random to not be hinting towards something. So I believe, since they're dropping these crates now, I believe that strengthens the chance of a reveal stream probably late January instead of April. I think we might be looking at something as early as that. Do I believe that the Rothgarian, or the Druidok Mountains are going to be like a full-on Solstice-sized zone? Probably not. I mean, I know I did theorize that Solstice was going to be very small. Well, I thought for maybe a second, I think. But I do think that it's pretty likely that maybe this zone might be kind of tiny. Dark Moons over Orsinium, so it's like a season title. It sounds like Dark Moons over Orsinium sounds like a year-long adventure style. It sounds like Year of the Dragon or Dark Heart of Skyrim. And also, they don't really name things like that anymore. They name things like Season of the Something. At least that's what they implied. So I feel like they're probably going to stick with that and call it like Season of the Orc. I would really like it if they called it something like Moons over Orsinium or something like that. But also, that would imply that it takes place in Orsinium. So I don't know. But I mean, there's just too many things in the crates that feel like they can't be related to something. Maybe, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's hopium. There's just, like, these assets are just too well defined to just be something that they just made up for houses. It just feels like, I mean, like, also the context of these characters is telling a story that almost feels like it should already be in the game, but it's not. It's just, I mean, it's gotta be. So, what happened to Clan Faerun, by the way? Yeah, they do. They're definitely new assets. What happened to Clan Faerun? What was like Faerun, Northern Port City. Okay, let's do the Faerun clan. The Faerun clan is a clan of orcs that live in Hrothgar region in northeastern High Rock. Clan Faerun is one of the oldest and self-proclaimed strongest clans in the region. They have the utmost respect for orcish customs and devotion to Malacath. Their clan and clanhold are the original namesake of the present-day kingdom and city-state of Faerun. Faerun clan have been around since at least the early to mid-First Era, as members of the clan were present in the siege of Orsinium. However, the actions in the conflict have been looked down upon in orcish myth. Faerun clan did not fight into the absolute end and fled the battle to ensure their clan's survival. The aspect of Malacath, who guides the wrathful flame through the rites of praise and scorn, claims that Faerun's departure was Orsinium's true betrayal. I should make one of these like a lore fact tomorrow. This could that like be tied to like maybe the reason why they live out here in the middle of the mountains? Like a segment of them that just banish themselves. In the dark days after the siege of Orsinium, Thruz Grove Faerun led a group of orcish warriors called the Band of 50 to defeat a Daedric titan that plagued southern Hrothgar, called Zedunaz the Ravager, my husband. After weeks of battle, the Band of 50 defeated the cult dedicated to the titan, and Thruz Grove Faerun defeated the Daedroth in the shadow of Honor's Rest by ripping out its heart. You went to log on to look at stuff, and ESO just crashed. Or content is clearly too powerful. By the mid-second era, the Faerun clan held the most victories in Vashbal, supported and popular among Hrothgarian orcs. The clan won 7 series of the clan by wide margins. And their most prized member was Bazrag Grove Faerun, who was the clan's chieftain. Oh wait, Bazrag is from... I need to play Hrothgar again. I didn't know Bazrag was from Faerun. When his close friend and comrade Kurog Grove Bagrak founded Orsinium as its first king, Chief Bazrag and many other chieftains were opposed to Forge Mother Alga's push towards Trinmac worship. In Second Era 582, the Vasharak, a cult of fanatic Trinmac worshippers, invaded Faerun's stronghold. By the way, this is going to be Hrothgar spoilers if you guys don't want those spoilers. And threw Chief Bazrag into Faerun prison. While the chief was imprisoned under the guise of Malacath worshippers, the Vashrak attacked the Temple of Ire in Orsinium in Bazrag's name and harmed the priesthood, including High Priestess Solgra. Bazrag's shield wife, Ulsha, asked Solgra for help in order to avoid a possible civil war. She sent 2 warriors, the Vestige and Evely Sharparrow, to Faerun's stronghold and rescue the chieftain. Once they met Ulsha outside the stronghold, they were able to confirm their story and lack of involvement in the temple's attack. After King Kirog and Forge Mother Alga were killed, Chief Bazrag took up the role of King of Orsinium, and years later, their claim to hold of Faerun became a modern Breton kingdom known as Faerun. So, this is probably like, maybe they're just gonna call it Faerun. Like, it's gonna be like, the city is called Faerun, or maybe the zone will be called Faerun. Because Faerun doesn't have, they don't have anywhere to go. Like their stronghold was taken over. They were attacked, and so they probably moved to live here out in the middle of like the Druidoc Mountains after the Trinamac worshippers attacked. I think we're definitely going to be seeing Bazrag again. I think Bazrag's probably going to show up, at least maybe in some capacity. Yeah, I think like Faerun and Johanna maybe would probably maybe be here. It's hard to say. Because like on the map, Faerun is where it is in ESO. This is here, or sorry, this here is pretty much where it is on like future maps. So obviously, like after the whole war is over, it's just kind of like resettled. So I don't know if they're gonna like move it and make like new Faerun or something. But we're definitely looking at that clan of orcs as being like the main clan, probably showcased. Obviously, they're very close to Orsinium. We're probably going to get a path that connects to this area, maybe somewhere around here. You could walk there. This is by Sorrow, right? Yeah, Sorrow's here. Maybe we are helping them rebuild. Maybe. Part of me wonders, hear me out, part of me wonders if we're not getting a zone and instead they're just going to drop new quests in Hrothgar. So that they can, like, combine it with the fact that they're moving forward on the timeline. I kind of hope that isn't the case. I'd like a new zone. I don't want ESO to try to move into like the area where it starts getting complicated and they start needing to do what WoW does with time walking and stuff, because that just complicates things a lot. I would literally be completely okay with them just, having a whole new expansion in the Druidoc Mountains. I mean, maybe the whole plot might be about them rebuilding, right? And you have like a village here, like a mining village where they're mining this new material. I don't know. Who do you guys think the bad guys would be? Like, who are gonna be the bad guys during this whole thing? Like, who would the villains even be in a situation like this? Because we're not looking at Daedra, hopefully, and we're not looking at I'd rather not deal with cultists again. So like, what would you think? You think the Khajiit are gonna be bad guys? You think they're gonna have Reachman? Maybe the Reach is right there. Maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, here's something that's interesting, Leaf, and I don't know what to think about this. In fact, I'm gonna probably make a post about it to see what people think. But when I was going through the Crown Crates, I found it interesting that they make a reference in the Karth River Bristleback that I hear Forsworn wrestle him for a challenge, which is weird because the Forsworn themselves don't really exist until the Markarth incident in the 4th era. So either, like, Forsworn is a word that the Reachmen just use, or this is a mistake. I'm not quite sure which one it is. You may have just bought the crate bundle. I wish I could afford that. Well, I probably could, but I don't know. I don't know. It makes sense for you though. I mean, you're the orc fan. I would do it for the personality. That's like why I would buy that, is for the personality by itself. Because I just love personalities. I wish they didn't lock it behind that. Ugh. I saw the personality, I got excited. You're gonna 100% regret buying it later? Maybe for a bit. But then you won't regret it again. Once you financially heal. I'm thinking the same thing, like, when I'm looking at, like, the Steam frame. I'm like, I'm gonna buy the Steam frame probably, but it's gonna be insanely expensive. But I see myself probably, like, I'm already mentally preparing to buy it when it comes out. Like, I'm mentally putting away $1,000. Like, I'm just thinking, maybe it'll be under 1,000, right? But I'm just, like, mentally thinking $700 to $1,000, and so I'm trying to prep for that, you know? You get the Bizarre Bargain Hunter cost. What the fuck? What? That thing's a legendary. Oof! Wow. Yeah, okay. Wow. Nice score. You know what? Maybe I should buy myself some crates. I should buy myself at least 4, because it's like the season's just starting. Why not? What else am I gonna spend my crowns on, right? I'm not gonna end up getting that bundle. I don't really have a crafting character per se, so yeah. I should just buy myself some crates. I don't exactly have a lot of luck buying crates. But yeah, let's just get a look at them. It'd also be really easy for me to see the crate art.
Ah, my friend returned.
Very fancy. A little glitchy. The lighting's kind of glitchy. It kind of like blinks and then stops blinking. Can I get a picture while it's shiny? I think I was too late on that one. I think I was too late again. I got that one. Hooray! Okay.
An excellent selection. Wabacat, a bonus reward.
Heyo, 2 purples. Wabacat. Pretty good card art, huh? Oh hey, not bad. Hollow Steel Crown. That's some gems. Ah, I need more inventory slots. Hold on. Does that mean that it's like been predetermined that it's gonna be something that takes up my inventory? Well, actually, well, I mean, of course it will be. There's always something that. Has anyone ever gotten like a crate that has like everything, all like cosmetics, all high quality things? There's always gonna be like a potion or a scroll, right? You would love that Consecrative? It's probably not happening. Yeah, I don't know. You have a lot of crates.
I'm here.
Hello, Ember. Hollow Steel Crown. If I wear that, like, hey, it goes over my hat. It's probably one of the only adornments that goes over my hat. What the heck? That's interesting. I look so heavenly. I wish I could dye that, but whatever. Alright, let's try it again. I usually... Oh, hey, now it's sticking around. Okay. I usually only get, like, one really good thing per crate, and that's kind of okay. But let's see. I mean, like, per crate session, like 4 crates. Yeah. Okay, Honor Feather face paint.
Akruti sees that you are ready to play.
Faerun Moonlight Gauntlets and Sabatons. Paper Lantern Green, I got one of the lanterns, and Hollow Steel Eyes, I got the gray eyes.
We're out of crates. You can always. Until next time.
The gray eyes are good for like a blind character maybe. But now
This one
we do gem extraction. Honestly, the lantern is very pretty, but I would probably prefer the gems because I'm not really a furnishing guy. Like, the lantern is very pretty, but I do need all the gems I can get. I just want to get a picture to show that I got it, though.
Farewell, my good friend.
Okay. So that puts me at 128 gems and about 21,000 Endeavor Seals. It does look good on Argonians. You're right, it does. I kind of wish it wasn't purple, because, you know, I kind of wish it was like whatever color your feathers are. It's very interesting, though. I literally can afford this. I can afford to buy this mount. I can. Like, I can. But do I want to, you know? I'm not a mount guy, and I've never been a mount guy, but I literally could afford to grab that. That would be like the biggest crown purchase, or Endeavor purchase I've ever made. I don't know. There's some things that I found pretty okay in these crates. I'm not buzzing as much as like other seasons. I wouldn't mind Elegant Twirl. I wouldn't mind the snow goggles are pretty sweet. I don't really know if I'd use them, but there's a Port Telvannis Bantam Guard. This is for this is to reference the Telvanni mage that we're going to be meeting probably, which is pretty cool. Little reference there. I'm gonna be putting together a post on Blue Sky, by the way. I'm gonna try to fit it in like a few posts, maybe even one post if I can, because people don't generally like threads. They get kind of bored, especially my threads, which tend to drone on. But I'm gonna try to fit it in as few posts as I can. I really do like Bizarre Bargain. I think this is a good style. But it does, interestingly enough, it's got a lot of jade on it, which is like very Argonian looking. The Faerun is a great style. What if this like new like metal could be like connected to the moon somehow? I don't know. I'm interested. Definitely more the implications of the crates than the actual crates. Arsenium Grappler gear. This is pretty okay. This is pretty good. It shows a lot of like chest, which I feel like people enjoy. Like people like to show off their chest tattoos. I'm surprised we don't see it more often, but at least we see it. Give me a second. Okay. Pull Dragonstar Stag as well. Actually, amount for Leaf, that would make sense. Is she from Dragonstar? No, you just mean Dear Nature Mage? Ah! Speaking of which, I don't know why that reminded me of this. Probably because my first thought was Warden, right? But did you hear about all the class stuff going on? You hear the class news? Not a new class, by the way. If you didn't hear about it, I don't want to. It's not new class news. You heard about it? Haven't read any of the stuff for it? Yeah, I haven't either. I probably wouldn't understand what they were doing anyway. But as long as you heard about like what they're doing. What music should this go to? Like. What do I have here? Upbeat folk music? I don't think I have any upbeat folk music. The best question is, do I have anything that wouldn't mute my VOD? I don't think I do. Wait, hold on. That's what happens here. You have enough seals for the Quasagriff? I actually do too. It's because of those. It's because of the 8,000 Endeavor seals they handed us. We can do so much with these. So, like, part of me is wondering if I should pick up the Thunder Seed. Like, I literally am thinking, should I do this? If I do this, it's not a multi-rider. So, and it's like I use my multi-riders so often. Like, it's the only time I really mount. So it's like, should I? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this kind of looks celestial too. I mean, it has that vibe. It literally doesn't look too different from like if I put this on. I mean, like this looks like this almost looks like head underwear for that helmet because it fits so well. It almost looks like I take the helmet off and like the inside of it that connects to my head like stays on, because it's like this. It's like a archway. You'll have Griffins. Well, I feel like, I mean, we're gonna be getting like something about this Varkanen individual. They seem to have a lot to do with Griffins. Varkanal, Telvanni Mage, Varkanal. But they're like I'm guessing they're like a beast study or something. All I know is that they made the Vardvark. Varkanel. Vardvark. You see? It's weird that we don't have a Vardvark in those crates. Isn't that weird? I think we got one in the last crate, so maybe they found it would be a little bit too repetitive. But I don't know. There was something before. Okay. Wow. Like, a lot of stuff happened tonight. I mean, I kind of want to maybe do some Halo. But also, it's 3 a.m. I'm trying to decide if I want to be up or not for like a special UESP stream. Now here's the thing: if I want to make a post about the upcoming content, it's like, when do I send it? You know, it's all, the thing is, like, when you're a content creator, when you send out stuff makes all the difference, right? And so for me, I generally, like, the reason I don't have the same posts on Blue Sky that I have on Twitter, at least not in terms of like when I send them out, it's because Blue Sky does not allow for post queuing yet, to my knowledge, and Twitter's the only place you can do that. So it's like, if I make a post about it now, no one's probably going to see it, but also, like, I'm not going to be up probably at 10 a.m. to send it out. I'll have to decide what I'm going to do. I don't know. I might want to go to bed earlier so I can do the UESP stream, but we're going to have to see. So, you found you have your best luck in the afternoon? I usually send mine out like 9, 10, 11 a.m. I read somewhere that was the best time to do it, and when I brought it up to the social media manager for ESO at the dinner, she said that was also a great time to be putting out posts. I found the most luck 9 a.m. through 12 p.m. But, like, if I make this Blue Sky post, it's probably going to be like 6 a.m. or something. I don't know. But whatever. Hey, if you see it, share it. I don't know. Because it's probably not going to get much attention. And to be honest, like, what am I even saying anyway that no one's gonna already know? It's pretty like obvious what the assumed implication is. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure everyone's already assuming the same thing. Like, for me, I'm completely isolated. I was not aware of anyone saying anything. But I would not be surprised. Let me find someone to raid really quick. Okay, you know what? We're gonna raid, it's a lot of people on, but I think, honestly, I want to raid Syndra, I think she's probably doing the new Fallout 76 DLC or something, maybe. I might want to bring up my findings, so. Thank you guys so much for being here. I might be doing the UESP stream. That would probably be maybe 4 or 5 p.m. Central Time if I decide to do it, because I probably won't be doing it next week as well. I don't know. I like it if you join, because honestly, it's usually really quiet. I'm not the most popular UESP streamer. So I will see you guys. If I don't see you then I will probably see you on my own stream at around maybe like 7 or 8 p.m. Central Time, and then Sunday will probably also be 7. p.m. Central Time. So yeah, because Jared and Michaela are still out, so we can start a little bit earlier because the weekend schedule's a bit different. Still no Baldur's Gate because again, yeah, they're gone. So you'll be at a family gathering at that time, but definitely your regular stream. Okay. Sounds good. I don't even know what I would do on the UESP stream. I'd probably just do a bunch of dungeons. People like watching dungeons, right? They like watching me struggle for no reason. Alright, I will set up the raid for Syndra Daughter. Thank you so much for being here. It is appreciated. Bye!